Our reflection today is on the fifth Sunday of Lent, and the gospel passage for the day is from the Gospel of John, chapter 11, if you want to go ahead and take a look at that. I remember a few years ago at a parish that I was at, a woman came to talk to me. And what she wanted to talk about was this sense that she had was that she wanted to pray more. She couldn't find the time to pray. She had all kinds of distractions. Her mind kept wandering, and she wanted to talk. She felt somehow this was a sin, and she wanted to come in and talk about that. And of course, I said to her, this is not uncommon. Even among the friars, we get distracted, we get all kinds of things on our mind, and it's not an uncommon thing at all to feel that somehow I'm not praying enough, or I'm getting distracted when I pray. As we kept talking, she began to say a little bit more about her life. And one of the things that she said was, she said, you know, Father, one thing I'm doing, I'm taking care of my mother who is dying. And when she said that, for me, it opened up a whole new sense of this woman and her life and her struggles with prayer. And I was very much taken by this sense that she somehow thought that taking care of her mother, being by her mother's side as she was dying, was in some ways separate from her prayer life. That her prayer life was one thing and her everyday life at home was a whole other thing. And as we talked, I said, that's not uncommon either. For whatever reason, in our faith, a lot of people in their faith life somehow think that you make time for prayer, then you get on with the rest of your life. And as we talked more and more, we came to a sense that, do you see that by your presence, you're being with your mother, you're tending to her, you are living out your own biblical story at home? The gospel today tells us about Jesus who raises Lazarus from the dead. Mary and Martha are there. And at the end of the passage, we hear Jesus say, after Lazarus has been raised from the dead, untie him and let him go. And so maybe our prayer as we continue through Lent can be to reflect on what holds us back or what keeps us from a sense of having a presence of the holy in our midst. And do we need to be sort of untied or unbound from this separation that we create in our lives, in which we say, like we all do, I have to go to church, I have to go pray, and then they have the rest of my life, versus seeing church, prayer, home life, work life, all parts of our life as intimately connected with God's presence. So Jesus says, untie him, and then right after that he says, let him go. He frees him. He frees him to understand that you are free to go. Your life as you live it is meant to, is its own praise of God. So as I would say to that woman who came to talk to me, untie, or the gospel today says, untie him and let him go. And I think with that woman that I spoke with, untie her and let her go, to begin to see her life as she lives it with compassion, with care, as itself reflecting the goodness of God. And may the Lord give you peace.